Peace, peace. It's your boy, Brother Ashe, coming to you live with another New Star Fashion interview with a dope guest. I'm not going to say too much, but this brother is doing a lot in the community. I'm going to let him speak for himself.
Yeah, my name is Michael Wright. Probably a lot of people probably know me around the cities. I started the Midwest Basketball League, semi-pro organization, once I moved here from Texas. The reason I started that is, like, with basketball was always more than a game to me. It was therapy for me coming up, so it's a way that I deal with life situations. So I looked in around the Twin Cities area and around different other states, a lot of people struggle with, depression, anxiety, and all this stuff. And then basketball, when I dealt with different things like that, it was like my therapy. That was my getaway from everything else. So, I wanted this not only help players fulfill their dreams of playing ball, but also to be able to that's their getaway. Because when I used to go through stuff, being on the court, it was like, shoot, somebody can cuss me out. I just look at them and just keep on walking. It takes away a lot of esteem, like a lot of anger that you got built up on this side, a lot of frustration, a lot of stuff you got built up when you do stuff like that, you love doing. And, it just kind of eases the weight on a lot of stuff.
So you talked a little bit about basketball and how it helps with the frustration that a lot of our young people deal with. I also see a security badge on. Can you talk a little bit about what that life is like for you and how that's been something that has allowed you to impact the community as well?
Doing security, instead of starting at the bottom, I kind of started at the top a little bit. So let me backtrack. When it comes down to celebrities, I started at the top. Before I got to the celebrity stuff or the bodyguard stuff, I actually was a juvenile correction officer for the state of Texas. So during that time, I also served on the special tactic and response team. So, like, let's say they got a lot of riots and stuff going on. We got our little pages. We get, it go off. You got to spring into action. If you at home sleep at 2, 3 in the morning, you got to get up. You got to go. One thing I realized on a juvenile corrections officer is Texas and Minnesota is two different things. Like, boys, a juvenile or criminal justice system completely. So there, you're going to get locked up for pretty much any little thing. You're not going to get slapped on the wrist. If you commit murder, you're going to do your time till you turn 18. From 18, you're going to get sent right to the big prison. So I went through a lot of, talking with different kids on the caseload. Some kids actually deserve to be locked up in there because they didn't have no remorse. And you got some that actually had peer pressure going on at that time. Like where they try to follow in, like try to, please the next person. You got a lot of kids that's gone for the rest of their life for trying to please the next person instead of pleasing themselves. Kids back in Texas, they wish that they had a second chance that you guys got here in Minnesota to change their life around, but they don't because, the Texas system is tough. Like, I think in some instances, I do feel like Minnesota should be tough somewhat of weight, not just to keep them locked up, but for more serious crimes. I think that, they need to stiffen it up.
Because that peer pressure is really destroying our community. You got to learn to be your own person. Because being our own people is some of the most powerful things that we can learn how to do in this life. And so you talked a little bit about how you work with celebrities. Can you talk about some of those celebrities that you work with? I'm sure everybody want to know a few of them.
My favorite one is Buddy Bag Yo. Bag is cool. Being on the set with Bag, my first time was out in L.A. If y'all Google the Batman remix song with Moneybagg, Lil Wayne, and Pootie, I was actually on the set when they produced that song, when they did the video and everything. So that's my first time meeting Bag. My second time meeting Bag, we was at the Night Center out in Miami. Him and Fresh Montana had a show that night and everything, along with other people. But, they was the mainliners, toward the end of the night. So, Bag just walking through the, backstage area. I just say, hey, him and his entourage moving. I'm like, he mad cool. Like, he real, when he talking stuff, Bag about that life. They're like, hey, Bag, what's up, man? He kept going in, he's seen me. He stopped his whole entourage, came back just to show love, get that up and everything. Then just kept on moving. So, that mean a lot because you got a lot of celebrities, that's stuck up in ways and stuff, and they don't live what they talk about. Bag is actually cool people. Like you say, if you don't cross them, then you in good shape. Don't play with his money either.
I love Young Dolph, who is actually Moneybagg Yo's cousin. R.I.P. to Young Dolph. a young Memphis legend. Shout out to the Memphis Jukin community. Do a lot of art for the Memphis Jukin community. So shout out to that whole neighborhood and shout out to that whole city. Cause like he was saying, the city that Moneybagg Yo come from, they got struggles. And for anybody that come out of that situation, it's always big props to y'all. Is there any advice that you would love to give to the youth? Just any last words you would like to share?
Oh yeah, I definitely would. First of all, before we get to the youth, to the parents, you know, I see what you guys are going through on a day in and day out basis. I see that the justice system that Minnesota got in place, you know, where you can't discipline your kids a certain way. You know, back coming up when I was in Texas, it takes a village to raise a child. If I would have been in Minnesota, I would have been running wild right now. I probably would have been locked up right now, the way I was going back in Texas. But everybody got a chance to come in. So if you can get help, don't never be ashamed to ask for help with your kid. Like, don't feel like you a bad parent just because you say, you know, I need help to, you know, with his behavior. You know, I can't get to him, but maybe you can get to him. See, it's always somebody else can go further than what you can, but that don't have to make you no bad parent. That makes you a great parent because you actually opening up. You actually open up your heart saying, okay, I need help. The state is going to do the state stuff. It's crippling our kids completely around us. Boy, you know, we got kids commit murder, then take plea deals and get out right before they juveniles, and they records are sealed. You know, so the system is all backwards, and half of them just do it for fun. You know, parents, just stay on top of them. Watch the music they listen to. Watch the TV shows. It is power in the music now. I used to listen to 50 Cent. I put a hole in the mess with me. You know that stuff. If that stuff marinates in your head as a kid, I'm talking off experience. You know, and then when you get that gun in your hand, you feel security. So you know, when you feel that security, you will use it. Like if somebody gonna mess with you, you're not gonna think about fighting. The fighting is gone out the door. You got to think in the mind of a little kid. The fighting is out the door, now I got a gun in my hand. And that's why we see a lot of youth violence going on, because they get their gun in hand, they feel that security. They feel like nobody can mess with me now. The bullies, like you got a lot of kids being bullied. You just take this out. A scary person will kill you quicker than a killer will. So it's best that, hey, you know, so don't be bullying around a lot. No, you know, bullying these little kids here and there, because the tide is changing. And we need to, you know, teach the kids, like, you don't have to lean to a violence, even though we understand you getting bullied, but don't lean to a violence. You know, we need to create a structured system. The state needs to create a structured system. Hold these kids accountable before it gets to suicide, before it gets to murder. You know, so parents, let's stay strong. I know y'all got a lot going on. You know, keep pushing it. Y'all not bad parents, reach out. The state needs to start funding more programs. You know, Black Lives Matter. You know, don't just be out there when it's police against blacks. We want you to be out there when it's black on black crime. You know, use that funding to go and help these families. I don't want to just see one side. I want to see, if Black Lives Matter, it starts with the community. It starts with the black lives. It starts with us amongst our community as well. So just like we get out there and march for the police, we need to get out there and march and tell our kids, we love y'all. Put down the guns. You know, take some of that funding y'all got and put it into programs, you know, to help that's actually benefiting. Man, dads, I see y'all doing a lot. You know, since I've been in Minnesota, I seen them moving around. They actually move around and do stuff like when they, you know, when violence take place with Black Lives Matter. You know, I don't see too much of that unless it's, you know, a white on black crime. That's the only thing I see. So I'm just saying, not knocking nobody. I'm just saying, step it up on both sides of the field. Let's straighten this thing up. Kids, don't ever let nobody tell y'all can't do nothing in life. I'm a living witness. People told me I wasn't gonna make it to C18. It's okay to you know, venture out on your own. Find somebody that you can actually trust and that you can talk to. You can't talk to just anybody. Y'all are somebody. Y'all are our future. Before you pull that trigger and take a life, you are our future. Don't do that. You don't want nobody to tell you when to wake up, when to lay down, what kind of shoes you gonna wear on your feet. Y'all see the good stuff. Y'all see all the glamour that all of the rappers live. Half of them don't even live that life. They just be talking about that stuff in their music. And y'all just be listening in on it. Don't listen to every single thing. Write your own book, your chapter.
As y'all can hear, this brother is a powerful, powerful brother. It's mentors in this community. There's black men here for you. You got two right here. There's black women out there that's here for you, but make sure you utilize the village.
A lot of great programs. I actually had a Foundation Bulldogs basketball team. We play in, out of Minnesota, Egan. Sometimes we used to play at the Egan Community Center. Last year we were just on the road quite a bit, away games. But as you see, I was more into the artist stuff. So it's kind of mixing both. Kind of got tough, but so Foundation Bulldogs basketball on 2021 I think is on Instagram, and you can find me on Michael Wright 5318. Y'all will be able to see me with Tusi playing basketball one-on-one. He ain't gonna put that. Y'all said it, Tusi. You're not gonna put that on when I have to lock you up and everything. But but it's on my page. So Michael Wright 5318. Y'all go check it out. Scroll down. Y'all see Bronny James, LeBron on there. Dreezy, a lot more artists. So
this was another dope interview with New Star Fashion Interviews. Make sure y'all keep tuning in and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.